Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. We're going to take another look at Edge of Eternities Collector Box Sales Data off of TCG Player, this time up to the R-6 date. Yes, normally I do R-7, but I'm a day late on it, so I went ahead and collected Saturday's data. So in the whole pre-release period, up through and including yesterday, Saturday, 6 days prior to release, it has sold 3,594 boxes on the platform at a cumulative spend of $1,266,000 for an average price per box of $352. Now that's very much lagging today's current price of about $430. It's been bouncing around a little bit in there. Now, first thing I'm going to show you is the last several standard expansion collector boxes just to put up against this for the bigger comparison, and then I'm going to zoom in on one particular comparison. So we see the blue line of Edge of Eternities. It's above the red line of Tarkir, which is further above the purple line of Foundations, and then down at the bottom we have Duskmourn and Aetherdrift. So we can see the relative performance out of the previous 5 standard expansion collector boxes. What I want to do is focus in on Edge of Eternities and Tarkir. So I'm going to take the rest off the plot. I'm going to talk for just a moment about this because I've been a little bit skeptical of the ability of Edge of Eternities to hold these prices. And so far, I've been proven wrong to the tune of about $100 per box. I'm not completely ready to abandon my stance. Something interesting when I look at these data is you can see here on the cumulative box sales that Edge of Eternities is falling. Well, it's still ahead, but it's not as far ahead of Tarkir. You'll remember a couple days ago, I released my, I believe, Tarkir 100-day playbox sales data, and it absolutely clobbered everything else, all the other standard expansion play boxes of recent history, and it absolutely clobbered them. And so Edge of Eternity has something very, very tough to go up against, and it's losing ground in terms of collector box sales headed into just the very end of the pre release period. Now, the interesting thing is the reason it's ahead on cumulative spend is because the price is higher. It's higher to the tune of about $100 per box than Tarkir was at this point. Now, we have seen from the Playbox data just how much players loved Tarkir. And we should always expect that that's going to have an effect on the sales of the collector boxes. What this means is that Edge of Eternities is going to have to outsell Tarkir on the playbox front also. Now, I've heard a lot of people talk about how stores pulled back on how many Edge of Eternities collector boxes they purchased because they had so much money tied up in Final Fantasy and they potentially wanted to husband some cash and keep it there for upcoming Spider-Man collector boxes. And that potentially what we may be seeing is that stores just don't have as much of this to put up on pre-release as they would a regular non-universes beyond standard collector box. If that is the case, and again, we haven't really seen proof of that yet, but if it turns out that that conjecture is real, then there's a very real chance that WotC crushes this product on Amazon in the coming months because they'll be looking at still holding on to a lot of it in their warehouse in Austin and having the ability to start crushing from a $400 retail price point, put it up on Amazon, ship it straight to the end user, and just make a mountain of cash. So I believe the risk is still there that this does not hold up, but it could. Hey, it could be that Edge of Eternities sells better than Tarkir. We will have to wait and see. I'm going to take the first look at the Playbox sales data the day after release. So next Saturday, subscribe so you don't miss that, and we'll see what happens with this. So let me know what you think, guys. Thanks to everyone who makes this content possible, especially my very generous supporters on Patreon. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join me on Final Trade.